Hello, this is Stockfather at the end of a very long day. Okay, so I wanted to start off this with point and figure and AMC. AMC, the stock everybody loves so much right now. Probably not. Okay, so we don't have to make much ground here to get this final thing. It could do it after hours where it goes down to just 5.59. We'll put an O here, and then we can get some type of rebound. If it doesn't do it, this is fine. It's just most unlikely, and it's been staring around this region for a while. So I would expect to see one little pullback before we get another push up. Now, will it be as high as this one, or will it be, even, higher, or, what will it be? I'm not really sure. Uh, the count's not that significant right now, but it does have enough to where it could take off to up here in the 14s. And if it did that, then you would start counting this part too. And it's that's when the things get complicated for me and doing the counting. Maybe clearly thinking he'll have more time at that point too with his new kid that he can help us do a count. Um, if he chooses to. But I'm thinking 5.59. I really think we'll get a spring here first, and that would go down. It would have to go below 5 to be a spring, and then like 4.99. Whenever that happens, um, that's a really good time to buy. It's more likely it's going to be a spring and shoot up. If we don't get a spring, we don't. I mean, there's setups where you don't have spring, so I wouldn't totally count on that. So anything around 5 is a good buy, in my opinion, if you're on the market to buy. Um, the way I would play this would be off of my old video. I don't even know if I could find it now, where it talked about how you can do sell sell covered calls, and that's where you, for every 100 of them, you can sell a call. And I would wait for the next run, however high it's going to be with the count. Uh, and then when I hit that number, I would sell open calls, slightly above it. And then when the implied volatility of running up goes down, you can buy the calls back, keep all your shares, keep the extra money, blah, blah, blah. Can it take off from here? Yeah, it's less likely, but it can. I would think we need a couple more columns at least. This one had quite a few columns, and we're only 4 columns in on this. Or is that 5 columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns in, but the 5 will be the next move up. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the potential on the growth side is, or the on the run side. Take a quick look at the trading view for it. It pushed up to the 560. That's a lot of buying volume. So last time they went to push it, they pushed it with a lot more volume. Let's see how long did they take. Came down, grabbed a little bit here. Looks like they grabbed most of it on the run. So I guess it could happen at any time, but I would expect the just below the 59.50, and that might be on a local kind of a spring. And let's see, how would this work? I'm gonna mark this up. I think I would say up thrust, sign of weakness. Oh, it's just so hard to read. This came down today, huh? Okay. Sorry, I haven't been paying enough attention to it. So it looks like they're beginning to catch it again here. So it didn't go up, and I think it didn't go up all the way uh, to 7 because that would have put another X on there. So yeah, they're probably just going to slightly bring it down. I see why Beth was asking me earlier more about it. I'm sorry, didn't quite understand it, but basically though, that's why you want to look at point and figure also, because the O's are down and they usually make this flat bottom. If you see over here, it had almost like a spring effect here, but it didn't break down until over here, which this was the spring test, and then this was the spring, so it went down one lower than the floor at that time. And then with this count going across times 3 from this bottom, it ran to the exact number up. There's a video that I show PNF in my understanding father's point and figure, where it explains how X's are up, O's are down, anything more than 3 makes a new column, blah blah blah. Go watch it, it's only 5 minutes long, only 10 people have. Now I'm going to move on to the other one that everyone's making moolah, money on this week. SPY. Okay. So, ooh, I don't want your one trial. Okay. So, SPY. All right. So, it had a double bottom breakdown, which means uh, you had a O here, and then it came down and made another O, and then it broke one below it. Now, these are the easiest turned around ones normally, until you get another one, which would be breaking the 384. But on this one, we will look at the overall pattern on trading view. Maybe get there. That is off skew. All right, come on, move over. Okay, whatever. Not wanting to move over. Okay. So what we got here, this is a very, very harsh looking distribution. We had a UTAD up here, kind of a LPSY version, because this was a freak thing that happened because of whatever meeting that came out. It gave it all back almost instantly. Then you have this like LPSY comes down, had another LPSY here, which is where you expect it to see one. Then I expect maybe even tomorrow a drop down to here. Now, is this the only thing that can happen? No. It can be the rare situation where this is somehow, these are not up thrusts, which would be weird, especially because this broke both of them and then still came down. And this is some kind of spring. It just doesn't follow the market logic, but it is just slightly under the upward channel. So if it was going to be a spring, that's probably where you would expect it to come down to. And it could spring tomorrow back into the channel and, you know, make a new high. So it's pretty, actually with the, just kind of map one of those out, which I think's improbable, but I'll map it out anyway. So in case it happens, you're not freaked out, wondering what the hell's going on. Then you would see another pullback here, and then probably a sign of strength, and then another pullback, and Ding, ding, ding. Something to that effect. Probably should have made them different colors. Now since I did that with the top, what I plan on seeing out of this, do the bottom. Now the bottom, I actually do see almost a straight line down. I don't see much stoppage at all, especially on the daily or the 2 hour like this is. If there is any, it'd be very minor. I expect it to hit here, then do some little accumulation sideways stuff. I think it's going to pick up a lot here, then come up, and then on the very big macro level, right? It's going to come up like this, and then probably drop like that far if I'm being honest. And then maybe some small reaction here, and then from there probably we'll decide where it's going to go. We will be into February by that time, so or near February, so that'd be somewhere in January where maybe market conditions change. I don't think they will. I believe we're going to probably hit the 200s like we were calling for before. Must just be a little bit longer stretched out. It's like you took a major thing and stretched it out. Now, I think this is either way. We're going to have a pretty violent day tomorrow. So yeah, let's be on the lookout for that. And I just wanted to kind of go over it. Now, it's weird because it's kind of neutral here, and it's just leaning downwards. Oh, there is one other thing, but I wanted to point out on the point figure two, it's almost neutral here too, but just pointing downwards. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this just for one thing, and that's because like on the way down, when something's moving down, what I always do is look on the opposite side of what's going on. And usually there will be something that moved, you know, on the opposite side, which did happen here. But as you can see, it pretty much ran straight up to get up there. So this could really actually make most of the move, uh, or if not the entire move, after hours tonight. And that would be quite a dump. And by that time it opened up, you would have so many scared people. It'd probably be easy to collect to run it back up. Now when it runs back up, it may fill this gap also, but there's been some gaps that have been higher over here that never got filled. So I don't know if it cares as much, but it'll at least fill this one. That's why I'm thinking it might leave a gap here too, so it'll fill both of the gaps at the same time when it comes up to make it rebound. That's the most likely scenario for me from a Wyckoff standpoint. So it's a bummer but I also have the Moxie indicator. The Moxie indicator is turned back. It had a green, like it was getting some support. But anything over 0.30, it's considered to be kind of valid, and this is red to the negative 4.26 on the 2 hour. So it's saying the next 2 hours, don't expect this to not be red. We're not seeing much movement right now, but they usually wait until the market's almost cleaned out or the day's about to start to do their most dumping or running. I don't think they'll run after hours though, because I think they'll want to collect more. If you look at this here from when they started dumping, they didn't really accumulate enough, I don't think, down here to make a significant run up. So, I mean, maybe, but it doesn't give me that feeling at all. I feel like we're just going to see a big, massive unloading of shares. You expect me to say dump? I know you did. Anyway, for the 14 people that watch this, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or if you celebrate any other holidays and not those, have happy one of those. And if you don't celebrate any holidays at all, still have a happy end of December. And if you don't count December as a month, please go see medical help and get yourself evaluated. Catch you on the flip side.